Cracked as a little last years on my pillow had me working the block hard as a Brillo pad, researching the block high off a nickel bag. Searched my room, found my chrome mini mag. Now we own one and won't give my pistol back. Guess he didn't figure I'm with the hate scene. Mama said I'm 18, so I gotta shake scene. So I move on my daydreams like the 18. More money, more money, more murder, more murder, more. Not funny, no. Gotta have you. This world is so cold. Mr. T with THC all through my respiratory.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, AWF Chaos. My name is Agent A, and beside me is Agent K. We are live from Brooklyn, New York, where the AWF Chaos World Champion is getting ready to host an open challenge to anyone in the back who thinks they can take the title off of it. We all know that Jae Anoai hasn't exactly been seen that much here and there on this television program, and here and so the Chaos Champion walks back down the aisle to try and impose dominance, to try and remind everybody why he can sit at the top of his Shao Kahn's throne, sit for as long as he wants, come down, and still walk out a champion. You know, I hate to say it, but he's kind of a Lyria-like to one of his favorites, Roman Reigns and such. You know, he and Reigns, believe it or not, once co-workers, you want to put it that way. Once were both on the side of the Island Federation. But for the last almost about 2 years, nearly rounding up on, Jae Anoai has been with the AWF more often than not. He likes this landscape, and you know, let's quite frankly, I mean, when you look at Jae Anoai, okay, this doesn't scream the names of, you think about when you see a Kenta, or, you know, you can go on the long list of names, you know. Point is, this isn't a TIF fella, if you were to profile now.
The beautiful nation of Japan has produced a lot of scary individuals who found their way to the professional wrestling world. The great Muda being one of them. But Jae Anoai is all that in a bag of chips. And with that Chaos Championship, he's really stepping out of the shadows here on this program. And it's going to take a brave, brave soul, let me tell you, Agent A, to come out here and face the Ghoul in an open challenge. Who's it going to be?
Yo, man, the Grand Slams! Cameron O'Neal and or Artichoke. I mean, hey, look, that's, I mean, who's to step up? That's about nearly a ton of size. And, of course, Mary Mathers, I don't think she's going to, I mean, I would hope Mary Mathers is not the one.
I mean, you never know. She's a tough cookie. And so are the Grand Slams. You have that behemoth beside Artichoke, Cameron O'Neal. And Artichoke is not a small man in his own right. Grand Slams, like to Jae Anoai, have not been seen for a while. But maybe they're stepping out of the shadows. Maybe they're seeing that end of days is right around the corner, and they want their hot ticket to Wembley Stadium.
The first time in AWF history that we will be there. And here, Mary Mathers coaching Artichoke and Cameron O'Neal. And the last time that Anoai defended the Chaos title was against Lamb a couple of months ago, 2 months ago, on Chaos 117, I believe it is off the top of my head. Point is, last defense was against another tall, heavy competitor. But both of these guys are both taller and, believe it or not, may look like stronger than Lamb. I mean, Cameron O'Neal has been a big, burly bastard ever since I've, known the guy. Scouted him, back in 2020 when he had maybe one too many donuts. But ever since then, he has become a chiseled guy. I mean, I don't know who's stepping up. But either one of these guys could be our Chaos Champion if they could pin, or girls. I don't know, again, who knows which one of these three is stepping up. But they could be our Chaos World Champion. Or if this maybe is another day at the office for Jae Anoai. And here we are. And here we are. AWF Chaos title on the line. Jey Uso and Jae Anoai at one side of the ring. And whoa. Oh my God!
Right off the bat, we see the freakish strength of Jae Anoai on display.
1, 2, and
oh my God!
A 300+ pounder got sent packing like Nuncio.
You know what they say. The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Mary
It's
Mathers.
a cliche for a reason.
Mary Mathers stepping up and disputing says, no, that's not it.
What do you mean that's not it?
She's volunteering.
That looked like...
She's volunteering Artichoke. And my God. Anoai is actually accepting the challenge. And here we go. Round 2 of the open challenge is happening right now. And they hit Artichoke. One takedown later, and Anoai is on the ground. He has jumped off already with a better start than Kevin O'Neal did, and then a flying uppercut.
And I'm not sure if Artichoke should have been so lackadaisical in the beginning of this matchup. We just saw his partner get face planted into the mat.
And then he just face planted Anoai with a power slam. I mean, listen, I don't know about the last days. Who knows what his little pregame strategy is. However, and so Artichoke jumping out the gates right now. You might not like his strategy or like his pregame, but in the current game, he is laying waste to the AWF Chaos Champion. And Anoai is not one to fight down all the time, but that's what I'm watching right now.
And Artichoke likely has at least 100 pounds on our Chaos Champion. In any estimation, he's going to use that weight advantage and the size advantage to his advantage. Oh!
Vertical, all elbow drop. Vertical, and gets it down. Don't know how the big man was able to contort his body like that. And then a stomp to Anoai. Another, just technically a double stomp. But there now.
But it looks to me that the name of the game for Artichoke is being light on your feet despite being near 300 pounds. I mean, that is a combination that not too many men can find a way.
One chop and Anoai
to break through. But Anoai, we know, is not just the man. He tried to clothesline to Artichoke. Gets dragged to the corner now by the Chaos Champion.
And Anoai, another guy he has a lot of respect for, Reigns, who doesn't work by the hour. Oh, big boot. He doesn't want to stay here for long. But Artichoke might give Anoai the fight of his life. I mean, here, several now. Already, I think, utilizing his strength, utilizing his capacity better than Cameron O'Neal did. I mean, O'Neal maybe just flew out the gates, thought he was going to be an easy bulldozing. But Anoai, of course, not any easy 6-footer. Maybe it might be shorter than that. I don't know how tall the guy is.
Cameron O'Neal rushed in there like a bull in a China shop.
Kicked dust. That might also fire up Anoai. Bull in a China shop. There.
And Jae Anoai taught him the meaning of fragility. But Artichoke, it looks like, is faring much, much better than his Grand Slam partner.
Right back up and
nice shoulder block. Perhaps Jae Anoai prepared mentally for a match with Cameron O'Neal, or one open challenge, I should say. But 2 on the same night, that can rattle you. Oh, and a nice choke slam there by Artichoke.
Nice power, nice choke slam. Everyone in Artichoke at the start of this match, all around is just using his strength, using his mass, and as another neck breaker, Jae Anoai back up into the ring, flies with a chop. Another one over the head. Artichoke using all of the technical prowess that gets the job done in professional wrestling.
A trio of chops right in the middle of the eyes. Oh, and a nice clothesline now by Anoai. Now Anoai is heating up. Misses the clothesline, does Artichoke. Big back body drop.
And here, going up with a big spine buster, but no, Artichoke starting the tape. Nice knee, and it takes down Anoai. But no, Artichoke picks him back up for a torture rack.
And for a second there, we were seeing the superior strength of Anoai on display. But right now, it's Artichoke's turn.
I don't even know if you can call it superior strength. I mean, whatever you want to call it. I think Artichoke is proving, K, that he might have Anoai beat in that department. I mean...
Well, the only way you can really prove that is if he has Jae Anoai beat entirely. And in my estimation, this match does not have a front runner just yet. But Anoai might change that in a moment's notice. Nice Hurricane Rana.
Big Hurricane Rana doesn't break the ring. And Anoai flies over and makes the cover. 1, 2, for 3 almost. Almost 3 for the win. Not to be.
Shoots the shoulder up. That Chaos Championship is tattooed in his mind.
And now slowly back up. Wait a minute.
Oh,
And another double stomp to the dome of Jae Anoai. Artichoke stomp to the back. And instead of going for the cover, he goes for a camel clutch. And he is trying to choke the lights out of Jae Anoai for the Chaos title.
To make the ghoul bend to his will. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It's a nice straight right to the abdomen.
And here, another right hand. Anoai. I don't think he maybe thought this might be another easy matchup. His cousin Uso is in the corner trying to hype him up, trying to hype the crowd up.
A nice reverse DDT. You know, I think that Anoai is making Artichoke work for every single offensive maneuver that he can muster.
And Artichoke dragging Anoai into the corner. And maybe going for a moving from the middle rope, perhaps. Or just again get away from the ropes. No rope break. A rope break. Oh no, excuse me. Knee to the face, and then a charging attempt is stopped. Got out the way of that, and that's a one arm on Jae Anoai.
Brooklyn involved now. Pump handle. Oh, back breaker.
That to any man, mortal or not, will decimate you inebriate you for a little bit, or hurt you for a little bit. Inebriate, the wrong word. Thinking about the wrong thing now. Here. Oh.
Look at this.
Inebriate, that's the word.
Oh
my goodness. Nice German suplex.
High up on
deadlift German suplex. And wait a minute, this is another deadlift German suplex. Artichoke using that mass, using that strength, that tank-like ability. But no, it's going to be an A360.
Smooth as butter.
And then another torture rack.
Rack him up, rack him up.
This could be for the world title, for the Chaos title. Artichoke's first ever championship. But no, Jae Anoai still fights out with more life. And then a knee to the face.
Cameron O'Neal, Mary Mathers watching. And speaking of the devil, Cameron O'Neal, what is he? Perhaps
gets right up and involved in Anoai's face for no reason. You lost, buddy. You lost.
Airing out his grievances after his lightning quick defeat by Anoai. And look at Artichoke now. Both men on the middle rope. It does not bode well. Oh, that's a big neck breaker.
Twisting neck breaker from the middle rope. Down is Anoai. And oh my God, Kay, if you look, you can hardly tell. Anoai is bleeding.
I have to say, Artichoke has really had the Chaos Champion's number so far in this matchup.
Oh my goodness, Anoai's head hit the apron on the way down. And here comes a 300+ pound body splash. Anoai.
I don't think I've ever seen, or at least I haven't seen in a long time, Anoai be on the back foot in a matchup for this long with this amount of overwhelming pressure coming from one opponent. But Artichoke
again going to the top turnbuckle.
Did not come
high
to play.
In the sky. So high he could kiss the...
Oh, and
not exactly finding home plate that time.
Well too many times. And here comes Anoai.
Right hand and misses. Another right hand. That one's thwarted.
Like a bat out of hell.
Anoai ducking and dodging, but these two, this is slowly devolving from a wrestling match to just a fight. And here is a huge, wait a minute, that's it. Oh my God! An Alabama slam right to the back of the dome. And Artichoke might have a long-term effect after this match. I mean, we've seen what that can do to a career. Wait a minute, but he is fighting off pure adrenaline.
The durability of
badassery.
Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious.
Vertical suplex from the apron to the ringside area. Down goes Anoai. Back first goes Anoai.
This match is increasingly becoming more and more physical as time goes on, as both men realize that they're tougher than the other perhaps might have imagined.
And there runs runs Artichoke right against the turnbuckle, and that'll get Artichoke as well clipped open. I saw some blood fly, and this guy
again.
The
showmanship of Artichoke perhaps might be his downfall, his Achilles heel, as another suplex off the apron to the concrete floor.
Jae Anoai is down,
and that rattles your body, Agent A. is a maneuver that you can only take so many times before you call it quits. I don't care who you are.
Also, a move you can only dish out so many times.
You're right. I mean, it's essentially the same impact, except you're the one whipping your opponent down. But it's a very high risk, high reward sort of maneuver.
Anoai is over the shoulders, but Artichoke can't hold on for long. He escapes. Artichoke push-ups back to his feet. Anoai picked up again, but no. He's going to go for another shot to the back of the leg. Artichoke is right back down, and now is feeling with the effects of the knee.
And you're seeing Jae Anoai be surgical. You don't usually see that a lot, as his strength is enough to overwhelm. But right now, Artichoke, I think, hasn't met in that department. Jae Anoai is trying to cut him down.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this show, a 3-year anniversary show for the AWF. And though the Chaos title wasn't ever here around on conception, Anoai, I can see, was a superstar that I think if we have from day one, he might be the 16th, a 10-time, 11-time world champion. I mean, really, think about what if we had him. And I mean, Lord, left hands, left shots. This ghoul, this Bane-like figure in the AWF, big slap to the face. Oh my goodness, and a right hand. It's a strike exchange here and Artichoke now. Back suplexes might be returning the favor after that Alabama slam to the barricade. Back suplexes of death, despair, and doom, carrying and whipping him to the ground.
And once again, Artichoke going up to the top rope. He's gonna fly. And a frog splash. Missed wildly, crashed and burned.
But Artichoke uses a left mean hook, right hook that time. I don't know what willpower Artichoke has, but the power of the Grand Slam's in him. He is fighting, and he just beamed Anoai right off the steel. He is muscling up our Chaos World Champion like a child.
And absolutely lawn darting him to that steel ring post.
Whoa.
Once again, another back suplex. And that is all. Every single bit of the barricade there.
These gentlemen. Another one. Continuous, deadly maneuvers here in BK.
And you can see Artichoke resort to extremely violent.
He thought it was going to be an Alabama slam of his own. It was a reverse, and he slammed Anoai right on the back of his head. Here runs with an elbow drop and miss at that time.
I don't think I've seen this much physicality or aggression from Artichoke ever.
Right hand.
That just goes to show what Jae Anoai can bring out of you.
Here's another.
Once again, an A360 right between the eyes.
Down is Anoai. The Chaos World Champion is down. He is out. He is loopy. And here is
double stomp to the cranium.
Rolls over. Cover.
The hand for the Chaos World Championship. And the Jae Anoai with a kick out. What an impressive stretch of offense by Artichoke.
And Artichoke can't believe it. But now Uso is going to have a word with Artichoke. Uso, we just saw come off a display in TIF on Dynasty over here in the stateside, ruined his cousin, and now might have just helped him out right into a bear hug. A bear hug to Artichoke. Is the big man going to tap out after all that? He is reeling. He looks in a world of pain.
Well, you can see that he's bleeding from the brow, and he's taking a lot of damage to the lower back and the spine. So it wouldn't shock me if we were to call it quits, but Artichoke still has more left in the tank.
And now flies at him.
And a nice European uppercut. Sits Anoai down. What a performance by Artichoke.
And nice again right there.
I mean, this is a man that...
Oh my goodness, that's a lariat and a half.
People have said they are scared to get in the ring with, point blank, period.
And
He's
a mean
too
right
dangerous.
hook. Another wall K. Those are 2 right hooks that Anoai no-sold. And then a wicked chop. We just saw Anoai's feet whipped to the sky like they never had before. And here comes Mary Mathers with her input.
Bat-like arm, and now the posse of Artichoke, the Grand Slams, making their presence felt. Artichoke tried to take advantage, couldn't get it to go, and here we go. End of days, and it might be the end of Artichoke's days. His dreams to become Chaos Champion. After 1 and 2 hellacious battles.
That was a hell of a fight.
Jae Anoai retains his Chaos World Championship with his own 2 hands
after defeating nearly 1 ton of pound and
talk about the feet.
Mass.
I mean, they're called the Grand Slams for a reason. It's not just hyperbole. It's not just a nickname. Both those guys are some of the hugest individuals that you will ever come across. And Anoai managed to defeat both of them in the same night.
And
look
about
at
maybe
that.
about 20 or 25 minutes, give or take, at that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have more AWF Chaos coming on up next. It is the Outliers versus Mamba Ants and his Outliers. This match was made up by Rollins and Lynch, and again, celebration of this anniversary. For the first time in nearly 3 years, the Outliers are teaming up again.
Nice.
Dear Lord, that theme song goes crazy at the end of it. And ladies and gentlemen, for the first time since July 6, 2023, the original Outliers team, not from their own will, forced on against their volition from Rollins and Lynch, will be teamed up together against Mamba Ant, TJ, and CJ Speed in 3v3 action. Now again, neither of the men on the left exactly care about the deep embedded history, well they might say that, but that's what they would have us believe. They don't care about the history of past at all. They wouldn't want to even, they didn't want this, but they are focused about getting the win ahead. That's the thing I've heard about the sentiment from all gentlemen in their various, and Deuce's interview was on his own, but Loaf and Grizz were more keen to do it together. They're not exactly, again.
Deuce's interview was on his own. I wonder why.
And here they are. What the fuck is he wearing, man? What is that on his back? What is that on his body?
It looks like Grizz and Loaf, are reliving their best days as the Outliers. There seems to be an outlier because, Agent A, please remind me, this is a three-man group, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm only seeing 2.
Well,
right now.
Hey, look, maybe like I said, maybe that has something to do with the interview circumstances. Deuce could have interviewed with these 3. He decided he wanted to do it on his own, on the side in his locker room.
Like
I respected the man's request, and I wonder if we'll still see him. If not, we'll see the other quote-unquote Outliers. And again, this is the only reason Rollins and Lynch set this match up. Once upon a time, Ant and his cousins walked on the name of the Outliers, snapped on 2.0 at the end of it, and the only reason they did it was because they knew the original group would not care enough to lift a finger about it. Who cares? And for what it's worth, again, it's also been quite nearly a summer or so since those 3 teamed up as a unit, and here comes, well, he showed up. You can say that. We've seen tag partners not show up at all and are, just abandoned. He's here. He is here. And he will be facing he was facing Ant. Oh man, Ant, Speed, and TJ with Grizzly, Loaf, and him said, look, Ant and Deuce will lock up in Brooklyn, Barclays Center, New York, for the first time. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of shows we've had in this show, in this arena. Point is, we know the history these 2 have in this building, and for these 2 to walk down essentially that same ramp, that's nearly that same aisle. I wonder what emotions might be going through their head as Deuce looks around the Triple Crown champion. He isn't walking in the defending or, a challenger. He walks in commanding mixed respect, but commanding respect of Barclays. And that is respect he is getting. He holds up the diamond, the only diamond belt in AWF history, the Triple Crown Championship.
And you talk about the greatest 3-man factions in professional wrestling. You talk about your NWO from WCW, The Shield from the WWE. They were as great as a 3-man faction as they were as single stars. The Outliers, in my estimation, Agent A, were not. They did not pan out to be phenomenal as a trio. But what their real accomplishments were what they accomplished as singles competitors. Each man has been a world champion, and hell, Grizz even beat Deuce for the world championship. And don't think Deuce has forgotten that whatsoever. That's definitely going to play a factor to this matchup.
Loaf looks too damn happy to be in that ring. I mean, maybe because Loaf is maybe in the best position out of all these guys. He has a shot at the Elimination Chamber coming up on this weekend. I mean, he doesn't
that's exactly why, because neither man is a threat to him currently. So he's all buddy with them because they can't jeopardize his potential to becoming having another AW World Championship added to his legacy.
And here we see the cousins. You know, for as much crap as we give them, you know, you guys have to remember these guys that you can equate them to professional athletes. No matter what, at the end of the day, they are still happy. They are still family. I mean, if you check on, you know, Mamba and TJ, they've been playing Madden nonstop up and down the roads. These two still hang out. And has been teaching CJ Speed how to throw a fastball. I mean, for what it's worth, goddamn it. I mean, again, these three might be able to go at it for the end until the end of time in this pro wrestling ring and still somehow be able to sit down together and have fun. That's a connection, I guess, only family can have and only family like them. I mean, CJ Speed has been literally taking in pro wrestling since he was a baby, watching and TJ watch certain matches. You know, TJ took him a while to gain respect for this business, but it is one that he does have respect for. He has, you know, spoken to me about his regret for joining up with Ruination. Says he believed the vision of Undisputed. He believed the vision of even a Sorcery, even of all of those guys. He believed it was good-spirited, but he, for what it's worth, does want to try to do things the right way and less the Decepticon or Ruination way. Whatever. I mean, he says that, but I mean, he's still standing next to the guy on the left. So take that with a grain of salt, ladies and gentlemen.
Doing things the right way, but standing next to the wrong man. You know, TJ...
And doing that pose. I mean, I guess that's a family owner at this point, but come on, guys.
At what point do we start blaming TJ for his actions? Not just because they've been influenced by Mamba Ant. Because TJ has been his own man for a while now. He's been a grown man for a while now. He has enough cognitive ability to recognize that some things are wrong to do. However, he just keeps doing them. And you can't say, yes, Mamba Ant did influence his decision making, his thinking process, but at a certain point, you gotta start blaming the influences and start blaming yourself. And here we go.
Here we go. Bell sounds and big spear to CM Loaf. And look at this. Mamba and Deuce are the first one to lock horns. While CJ goes at Mr. Grizzly.
And talking about the talent in this matchup, CJ Speed is the only person to not have won a world championship standing in this ring.
And he is still acclaimed a champion of his own right. A two-time Renegade champion is what he has been able to accomplish. And those were... Look at that. Oh my goodness. TJ launching Grizzly. Oh, and Deuce go at it. CJ Speed straps down CM Loaf, trying to choke the life out of the AWF former world champion. And here, AWS People's Champion. I mean, really. Oh man, Mamba Ant tried another forbidden fruit on Deuce, but it's not gonna go as Grizzly gets a right hand, and TJ again getting plexing Loaf around the ring. CJ Speed trying to get another armbar. This one's to Mr. Grizzly. Look at Deuce leaping a apron DDT to Ant. Clothesline. Those two may be destined to do it till the end of time. It's been quite a way. Oh my goodness, a spear to TJ. Spirit of Vengeance. Smacks him. Breaks the cover up. CJ Speed.
I mean, they face
the
World Championship in this very building. Let's not forget how iconic that match is and how it shaped the future of the Actionz Wrestling Federation going forward. And CJ Speed now with a pin on CM Loaf.
And CJ Speed and CM Loaf are seeing each other later this week in the Elimination Chamber. Perhaps this is a good chance for CJ Speed to get an eye on what the world champion is capable of. As here now is TJ and Deuce wrestling on the ringside area. Grizzly getting thrown aside. Loaf trying to smash CJ Speed's leg with that light tube. And here comes Mamba Ant with the steel steps. Clothesline to Deuce. TJ tried to eliminate Mr. Grizzly. As my partner mentioned, 3 world champions are on the Outliers team, but they weren't 3 world champs when they were the Outliers, which is, again, they are one of the guys that were... It's like the reverse of the usual wrestling tag rules. Sometimes when tag teams split up, they don't pan out. For some reason, these guys split up, and all 3 of their single careers, you know, it did something.
I think the concept of the Outliers was wishful thinking. In reality,
oh my goodness, look at
all
CJ
3
Speed.
men had egos way too big to be in a group. You know, it's often the debate who was the leader, quote unquote, even though they said there wasn't. CM Loaf feels like he was the leader, and Deuce does too, and even Mr. Grizzly does. They all feel like they were a leader. You can't all be leader in the same group.
And Mamba Ant getting power bombed by Mr. Grizzly, and you know, a fun fact, you know, it's not a surprise, but no surprise, but all of the Outliers own a pinfall win over Mamba Ant, and that might be a mental edge for this, leading into this tag match. I mean, really, who is Mamba Ant to try and lead a team against 3 guys he lost against, all on big stages at that. And here, 1, 2, down. TJ almost got knocked out.
You could have just ended it at who is Mamba Ant to lead a team.
Well, that they're there. And there's a fair suit. Oh, man, TJ. Oh, I think he had Deuce up for something. Something was going, but Deuce first, 48 down, and tries to come and save the day. He stopped the pin cover. Look at this. Look at this. He is going 1-on-3 with the Outliers, but Mr. Grizzly and Deuce have his number. Here comes Loaf.
All I'm saying is I don't think I would be comfortable sailing if I knew my captain was a turncoat. But I guess for Mamba Ant and his cousins, blood is thicker than water in this case.
And here, look at this. CJ. Oh, my God. TJ. Oh, a super F5 to CM Loaf. Takes him down. Loaf back up and then a light tube to the face. Did you see the strength TJ muscled the People's Champion with? Oh, my God. Loaf looks like he doesn't know where he is. While Mr. Grizzly is in harm's way.
RKO to the Anomaly, to the Triple Count Champion.
Well, he turned his back on Deuce. Deuce is right back up to his feet. 2 Outliers in the ring. There's a clothesline. This electric Actionz Tag matchup here. CJ Speed doesn't have the same release as his cousin. He misses and whiffs badly. DJ almost eliminated Mr. Grizzly. Deuce is in the corner. People are getting knocked the hell out, but are still standing 10 toes. Grizzly down goes. Oh, man, what a sliced bread from CJ Speed to Grizz. CJ and TJ beating on Mr. Grizzly, while Mamba Ant, days. People's Champ Bloody Outliers over the shoulders of the 10-time world champion.
The powerful legs of Mamba Ant aiding him in that F5, that double F5.
And here, he falls right into the cover on CM Loaf.
Look at the pin.
First elimination. 2, no.
I'm talking about the history that CM Loaf and Mamba Ant have tag team champions as the Bread Killers, but then later bitter enemies.
I mean, even let's be so real. Even before the Bread Killers, they might have not wanted to admit it, but they were bitter enemies before then. They tried to play it respectful, but now, you know what I mean? Oh, flying with a right hand.
I mean, I think it was more than respectful. I think they found a kinship in a way that both men were used to being.
Deuce is eliminated. TJ eliminated Deuce. Deuce is gone.
Oh, Deuce is out of here. I didn't even realize.
And now, it's Mr. Grizzly in the harm's way. Whoa, no, and it's TJ.
The Outliers are down a member.
And who does he
Mr.
think
Grizzly
he is?
with the beautiful Jae Anoai. And now.
And here, and Dragon getting dragged by Mr. Grizzly. I do mention again, Mr. Grizzly was one of the fierce, was able to get a few wins on this guy. Might get another pinfall. TJ and CJ are beating on CM Loaf and CJ. Playmaker down.
And that's a butterfly suplex off the top rope.
Overhead belly to belly to CM Loaf. That might be a cover. And the elimination 1. No. Here's CJ Speed
and
now.
Of course, there's history between Mr. Grizzly and Mamba Ant as well.
Now, and there is 2, 3.
Oh no, and CM Loaf is gone. It's now Mr. Grizzly by himself against Mamba Ant, TJ, and CJ Speed.
And now it looks like Ant trying to line up and trying to set up Mr. Grizzly. But these 3 still, having a little bit of trouble all working together. There it is. Several fisticuffs. 3 competitors all beating down on Mr. Grizzly. Oh, well, Mr. Mamba Ant. That's a big chop to CJ Speed and Grizzly. Oh, my God!
A little bit of malfunction at the junction, perhaps miscommunication in the Mamba Ant clan.
Let's not call them that, of all things. Lord have mercy. And here, it sounds a little crazy in this America, doesn't it now? Here, almost went for any American accent. Oh, my God! Tornado. I mean, not a tornado. That was a dragon suplex and a half. Look, what the
And look at Mamba Ant now.
Side headlock takeover with an elevation to it. Coors Field side headlock takeover. Here. And Mr. Grizzly. Mamba Ant and his cousins are like rabid dogs at the moment, beating down on Mr. Grizzly for no apparent reason. Actually, I wonder why they haven't just gone for the win just yet. It's not we have the permit to be here all night and all day.
Like I said, look who's calling the shots. Mamba Ant, if nothing more, loves to embarrass people and make them feel as if they're beneath them.
Oh, whoa, what's this now? What's this here?
I mean, let's not forget how...
Why did I ask?
Let's not forget the history between Mamba Ant and Mr. Grizzly. The fact that Grizzly could have been the flag bearer for the Actionz Wrestling Federation going into the War Games match with TIF, but Mamba Ant stole that opportunity from him.
And he say, she say, but some say that was all about Eve. Who knows? But I think that would further up my partner's point. This petty son of a bitch.
Well, if you have Grizzly, it's black and white. He was a champ, and then he wasn't.
Yo, then I needed a face. Mamba Ant lifting up and
and a big RKO.
Seeing himself as some sort of equalizer, but I think the equalizing has been not long and done. Another RKO, and these guys, and look at this, as Rose Plant DDT from CJ Speed.
CJ Speed's getting his pickings.
TJ looked like he's waiting to get back some more of his. Another right hand, and there's... Wow.
Now this is excessive. This is too much.
Mamba Ant up high. TJ trying to go for
whoa,
the cover.
Whoa. Here we go. Uh-oh.
TJ tried to go for the cover, but Ant kneeing Grizzly to keep the beat down going.
Grizzly? That didn't look like that to me.
I mean, it looked like he caught a little bit of TJ maybe. And TJ Speed also looks like
I think it was more than a little bit. I think he caught TJ flush on the back. And he broke up that pinfall because he wanted the glory of pinning a former AWF World Champion.
And here, there he is, over the shoulders. There might be your hypotheses. There's a lot of ways they can end. Attitude adjustment. I mean, completely flush onto the mat, missing the burning table. And I think he's correcting that now. A second attitude adjustment.
You know, there's a reason why these 6 men were teams before and not now. They're not going to reunite magically for one night and get along. That's not how things work. I mean, Rollins should know all about that.
Big drop kick, right? He drop kicked Grizzly to, oh my God, no way!
And now this has effectively become a pissing contest into who can hurt Mr. Grizzly the worst. Thank God it's over.
I've never seen that. He drop kicked a man into an F1,000,000.
A clean sweep.
He drop kicked
by Mamba Ant, TJ, and CJ Speed. The Outliers did not come to play tonight. And I think my hypothesis in the opening of this matchup may have been right. They didn't really give a damn about working together. And that's what led to their downfalls. We see Mamba Ant with that double F5.
There's a little bit of a bad omen in the air when I said that Grizzly had his interview on his own. And I mean, Deuce had his interview on his own. Grizz and Loaf seem to be a little bit more on the same side. Maybe that's why they were the two actually still in the match. But Deuce looked like he was thinking about this weekend. Elimination Chamber against Vincenzo. Whatever happened it was in his head or not. Agent A, and we are up next with Eve versus Starfire after a clean sweep in the Actionz Tag. Eve and Starfire about to scrap up because Starfire heard around the block about the legend of the Black Siren Eve. And now that Eve is back on AWF soil, Starfire, let's say she's very protective about her friends. And she wants to get scrappy for old bickerings, old histories, because Eve has stepped on Jesus. Whose toes has she not stepped on? Let's start there. So Starfire, I guess she's playing the Batman to the Joker, and here comes the Joker with her. Sometimes I get ready to ask stupid / obvious questions. No question is stupid, some people say. That's objective, how you feel about that, whatever. Point is, I get ready to ask, how can anyone fall behind and follow behind Eve? Then I realized if Eve asked me to join her group, I'd probably walk with her for about 6 months too. I mean, shit, it's being paid to be around her, let's be real. The Black Siren, she has a way with words, she has a way with looks, she has a way with everything. She's talented in and out of the ring, and out of her supernatural abilities, I might add. She didn't need those to be the badass that she is, but that does add the little intimidation on her. I mean, look at that. How many people do you know that have an Illuminati eye tattooed on their chest? How many women? I mean, listen. Maybe If that's your type, that's your type. I'm speaking like it's not my type.
Well, I know who to call if I need my resume written. Eve, back on Chaos, ready to dish out more destruction and punishment on any willing or unwilling woman to see her in that ring.
And Starfire and Univice, when the few intercontinental stars, I'm going to start to call them, they travel from both Japan and to the States to come wrestle in TIF and Chaos. And Starfire, even though she and Vice have been on a run in TIF, she does likes to stay around and keep an eye on the AWF landscape. There's always an opportunity, and here come the two ladies of the hour.
They just had a grueling matchup with the TIF Women's Tag Team Champions in the originals, that being the Pebble and Pink Danger. Couldn't get the job done, but a lot of eyes were open, and they have some momentum coming out of that defeat. It was a narrow defeat, but a defeat all the same. And Starfire has come to Chaos to hopefully be the one to shut the Black Siren up for good. I'm not sure how that's going to fare exactly.
Again, many have tried it. Eve has a shot to the Elimination Chamber coming on up, and I'm sure Eve doesn't want to. I mean, maybe she wouldn't care, but a loss in the back of the head.
It would be a horrible look, and the things they would do mentally. And look at Eve now as Starfire's on the apron. Oh, well, it looks like she's enjoying the music.
She is dancing.
Didn't know the Black Siren.
Starfire,
like
Starfire caught whim. Starfire caught whim. Wasn't time to get jiggy at all. And you know it's a great song. Yeah.
No introductions. We are right to it. It is Eve versus Starfire right here on Chaos. The Black Siren with a shot to the gut, and now a dropkick fells the bigger and stronger Starfire.
And slowly back up. A big chop to Eve. No. And
Here we go.
Several shots right there. Nice kick. And then a chop.
Wicked
chop.
I talked about the grueling schedule, and this is not something that is really mentioned when it comes to the travel that comes with pro wrestling. But how about the jet lag, right? I mean, Japan to Brooklyn, that is a
hefty.
It is a hefty flight, and I've made that flight before. It is not one that you want to be making right before you are wrestling a woman with the caliber talent such as the Black Siren.
But this of course, happening early in the week, and that matchup, and here. Starfire not exactly having to worry about wrestling this weekend. Eve does, so I guess Starfire maybe has, can lock in with that in mind. There might be a little bit of a rest or a grace period to her from now to the next dynasty. And wait, what's that? I thought it was sliced bread. It was a Destructo Disc. Eve, look at her go, and well.
The only person who knows what goes through that mind of hers is Eve.
And sometimes I don't even think she knows. And here's Eve, KT, Peppy, and Lamb watching. What a cast of characters.
I mean, what's that thing about being so unpredictable that you can guess your own next move?
It's a nice clothesline.
I think that applies to Eve wholeheartedly.
The thing that's scary about Eve is no matter what, she has been a good pro wrestler. She came in much like a leader type, kind of like Serena, and was a very high-fly, daredevilish character, but of
course she's a great pro wrestler. I mean, you have to be a great pro wrestler to be in the AWF, and no one can ever take that from her. But along with that, she has a way of getting under people's skin, getting in their heads, whether it be a fireball to the face or cozying up to somebody that you're not supposed to. Eve will do anything it takes just to get a win, and Starfire knows that. If you go,
back suplex
and a kip up. Just immediately by Eve, crushing whatever momentum Starfire may have had.
Again, having maybe just a little bit of trouble
here we go.
in this matchup, but there goes a German suplex.
Once again.
To Starfire's credit, she is not facing the typical superstar you'd see. She's, I'd say, a little bit more equated to TIF styles of things now, and Eve most certainly is the reminiscent of the type of crackhead you'd see in the AWF. And here, flying off the ropes, big flying elbow.
Well, the one thing you can't say about TIF is that there's an unspoken code of honor, right? I mean, there is that strong style, that fighting spirit, that Japanese professional wrestling style is all about seeing who is the better person No ifs, ands, or buts.
Did she
And
just
no,
do a Mario leg drop?
no asterisks. But E doesn't give a damn if there's an exclamation point
Crushing
at the end of the sentence.
the windpipe after that leg drop that caught everything in RKO. Right to Starfire. Cover in for the win here on Chaos. 1, 2, no.
And shoulder rifled up by Starfire. Not the most emphatic kick out, but a kick out all the same. As she is reeling for one hell of an RKO.
Crowd chanting down women's wrestling. Eve looks around and
whoa! Boots right to the Empress Univice.
And Univice.
Oh, she's not going for it. Oh, and a drop kick there.
And Lamb now cursing and getting into the ear of Starfire. Starfire, not one that could hold her temper much for long. I mean, really.
Oh,
Lamb. Who does he think where did it go wrong, Lamb? Where did it go wrong?
You can say that about any of those men at ringside.
No, no.
The need to. Oh, and Univice is catching a steel chair to the. This is uncalled for.
And Starfire, the noise of the crowd, the noise of Eve's little posse getting to her as Eve muscles her up. It's an attitude adjustment device right on the stair, on a chair. Shot right there to the midsection. Wrap around, no. Shot low section. Throws out the way. Pops a knee to the mush.
One hell of a knee. And and here we go. The miss. The weapon of so many great wrestlers and so many horrifying fighters in pro wrestling history. And
Starfire is livid.
Of course, is on that list. Her friend just got misted. You know what that does to the eyes? You know, back in the day, you'd have to use bleach to get that out of your eyes. And even then, there would still be a permanent sting.
And here it's going to be Eve flinging out the ring. Here's Starfire now. Starfire. Wait, it gets a... whoa, no. Starfire checks on Univice and walks over to Eve. Starfire! Starfire! Throw the match!
The tension has reached the boiling point.
After her tag partner got poison mist to the face, Starfire couldn't give a damn about winning the match. She authoritatively bashes Eve over the head with a steel chair. In rare moment, I rarely see she completely threw the match out.
Like I said,
in honor of her tag partner.
Eve has a way of getting under people's skin, and Starfire is not immune, it looks like. She wanted to take out the Black Siren. She did it, perhaps not in the way that she thought.
And we have more up next. My goodness. Welcome back to AWF Chaos, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Agent A. Beside me, Agent K. We have some tag team action getting ready here. A little grudge match between Brazilian American Airlines, ARTZ, and Carom, and Ethan Grace. The only problem is Ethan Grace has no tag partner. Backstage, Ethan Grace has been a little bit away from the AWF, just on his own little soul-searching journey before end of day season. Started to heckle Carom and ARTZ, trying to get some confidence back, questioning ARTZ, saying, who are you? What have you done? So on and so forth. And I guess and so these two said, hey, just lace him up, man, lace him up. Went to they went about to the right authorities to get what they wanted, and now these two, Carom and ARTZ. I mean, listen, I just feel bad for ARTZ. I don't think he knows or he doesn't. ARTZ doesn't watch a lot of TV. That's my defense. I speak with the guy. He only watches the NBA playoffs, FIFA football, and not much else. He spends a lot of anytime he isn't in this ring, he's out partying.
Out partying and showering.
Partying and showering.
Yeah, bro. I mean, they love to shower for sure. It's beautiful country. No, it's not hyperbole. Most Brazilians shower twice a day. But that is irrelevant to what the hell I'm watching right now. Ethan Grace walking down the aisle
with a confident swag, with a confident style.
Yeah, confident, but he's by himself.
No tag partner. You are right about that, man.
He's not gonna take on Carom and ARTZ by himself. I mean,
he's a former world heavyweight champion.
Of course he is, but Ethan Grace has disrespected and gotten on the nerves of almost every single person in that locker room. I wonder if Ethan Grace just decided to go it by himself because he knows nobody will team with him.
Here, well, some are born to fight, some are born to win, and Ethan Grace getting ready to
All-in-one. That music is familiar.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Man? Holy cow!
Back in the fray, it is Curtis.
We talked about insurance policies and how no one in that locker room would even dare step on the same apron as Ethan Grace. Well, I think you got your guy. Because if it's anyone who can make Grace pay for an eventual betrayal, it is Curtis, and we are underway, folks.
Oh, here we go.
They're not waiting.
Curtis, 1 month out of action, he's back in. That's a gold. That's real gold on his robe, ladies and gentlemen.
Brazilian American Airlines taking on the team of Grace and Curtis.
An unlikely duo, might I add.
Very unlikely.
Ethan Grace, what a hell of a...
any duo with Grace in it is unlikely.
Well, that's just a bit harsh, I think. And TJ,
and a nice DDT.
As here. Oh, to Carom. I mean, I think the effect of that powerbomb might have still happened. I mean, not as high, of course, but still falling. Not as high as Curtis. Back up, and he bold charges Carom and ARTZ. The Iranian Reaper is back. And look at this. He literally commanding the respect of all competitors. A stand and white. He just tossed. You let me keep this?
And that,
this isn't
I'm sure, multi-$1,000 robe in the hands of Agent A.
Keep it. I got it. Listen, it's mine.
I don't think it's
I don't think this can fit me, man.
Well, that's
Curtis,
that's not my concern. I'm concerned
conversing with us.
Do with that robe.
And conversing with it. Listen now, you have a match. Ethan is fighting one-on-one. He is talking with our translator about the World Cup.
My partner elated to see Curtis.
He just gave me a freaking...
That he did.
What am I gonna do with this?
I think I have a couple of ideas of what you might do with that robe. None that I can see on live television. Curtis!
Oh my God! Whoa! Time out. See, that's my guy. But that's why you shouldn't converse with the commentators before him. Did he just get bodied by ARTZ? Did he just get...
Curtis tried a 7 foot, 333-pound size crossbody, but ARTZ
reversed the momentum, and this is something I cannot believe I'm seeing. But ARTZ, we mentioned it in his return, he came back with more muscle mass than he did when he was originally with the Trailblazers and League of Nations. I mean, that guy cannot be the same competitor. Whoa, and there he goes. A former AWF World Champion is ARTZ. He and Ethan Grace share that sentiment. Curtis can't say the same. Carom can.
Oh, man. Go for the Tiger Feint kick.
To think that Curtis is the only one here that hasn't tasted world... Well, no, he's tasted world title gold. He hasn't tasted singles world title gold. Neither has Carom, for being real. Or ARTZ, but, you know, if we're just being technical. Ethan. Oh, in the corner. We should make a chart of that stuff. Right hand, elbow across the face. Right, and then, nope, that was an elbow, then some fist. Fist the cuffs. ARTZ, even if he muscles up Curtis, I don't think he has better hands than the Bear Wrestling Iranian Reaper, the Bear Beater, who he's not...
Reaper can throw the bombs with the best of them. He can throw the hands.
Think about this. When he's not pro wrestling, the man's out there getting his doctorate, one of his many. I mean, listen.
As smart as he is dangerous.
Whoa! What a calculated scout from that kick.
And he is dangerous as the day is long, let me tell you. Especially in the summer.
And now...
Oh! And a nice knee. And Curtis right back up. ARTZ and Curtis going at it now.
And it's, again, a 2-on-2 tag team action here. Brazilian American Airlines up against the unlikely duo. Maybe it's only for a day, but it's happened for a day. On the anniversary show of Chaos, it is Curtis and the Iranian... Curtis and the fallen one, Ethan Grace, tagging up right now, and ARTZ on a ride. A
double
joyride.
Flap jack. And now Grace taking care of Carom, the fallen one, former world heavyweight champion, going to work.
and to even name who he beat for the World Heavyweight Championship, beating Mamba and Blitz to claim that championship. Now he's going for a tag again on Curtis.
Oh, and that's a nice forearm. Curtis going over the top.
Oh my goodness!
Big elbow drop right to the collarbone. And hey, Agent A, I think Curtis and Grace make a great tag team. They are showing.
And Curtis, Ethan tried to run a knee across Art's face. He did, but Art stood tall and took down the Reaper.
Tag team chemistry. And look at Art's now. Oh, and a big power bomb there. Send Ethan Grace crashing down to the mat.
I mean, you can say that, but how long is Curtis going to be able to stomach Ethan Grace? I mean, how long? It's really these two.
And just like you said, almost a fortune teller is Agent A. The dissemination.
I try not to be sometimes. I was right about the market crash in 08. Here's a tag on Ethan. And a right hook.
Oh.
Right to ARTZ.
Perfect placement. Right under the ribs.
And what a knee to the back of ARTZ.
And Ethan Grace scouting that.
Has a mixed reception about his new look from the fan base. Some love it, some hate it, some have called him a discount Ultimate Warrior.
Well, Brazil has never been the land of luchadors, but ARTZ can be one of the first.
Look at this. Ethan Grace and Curtis again with a tag maneuver.
Oh!
Whoa! That was not how I thought that move was going to end. A twisting neck breaker.
Almost looked like a magic killer as Curtis now
and
the
Ethan
signature
Grace.
Move that put
that
so many away. A quarter run.
It was Ethan trying to stand back and watch as Curtis hooks the leg.
He's admiring the work of the Iranian Reaper, putting ARTZ away. No.
And they practically almost had this match right there. I mean, they probably are a mere hairs away. ARTZ gets knocked loopy. Man, that was not the cleanest hit I've seen.
Brazil's golden boy still finding life in this matchup, saving the potential win for Brazilian American Airlines.
And still now.
Off the ropes. Curtis, Grace. What's it going to be? Another flapjack.
These two just missing their shot to be on Elimination Chamber. No way out to compete for the tag titles to the Devastators. But I guess now we're seeing two teams that might be looking up. I mean, if you're Curtis, I mean, do you even want to, again, waste time trying to... Curtis is meant for so much more. And I'm not trying to say he's meant for more than the tag titles. Don't construe my words, ladies and gentlemen. He's meant for more than being Ethan Grace's running mate. As look at this. Wait a minute. Combo moves all around from both sides, but ARTZ is the one left standing tall. High up, kiss the sky. Reverse. DDT suplex and oh man. Right back up.
Grace looked to kick ARTZ's head off, but instead now it's ARTZ delivering the feet of fury as... Oh, and a nice backflip. Oh, boom! What a knee from the fallen one. Carom with a knee to the fallen one. And Curtis getting involved.
There's a right hand. And ARTZ walks him aside. ARTZ. Big chop to Ethan. High impact slam.
Mr. Destiny. Carom being taken out. Oh, and oh my God. The airtime. You talk about Brazilian American Airlines. There's your flight miles. Nice suplex.
Nice big German suplex. And
incredibly creative. Oh! And the body of Curtis.
Maybe miscalculated. And
that was a huge miscalculation.
Flew right to the referee. And oh, whoa.
I believe he thought Carom was the one there. Oh, and here we go.
And wait, Ethan Grace has ARTZ in an armbar. Carom doesn't see it because he's beating down on the Iranian Reaper with that steel chair.
I'm not even sure if ARTZ knows that his tag team partner is doing this to Curtis right now.
And down goes Curtis. Carom picks him back up.
But of course we know, and we're not surprised, because the kind of person that Carom is, ever since betraying Choco and taking him out of action for the foreseeable future, has been an absolute pain.
And there's Carom enjoying the moment all too much. Flying and a miscalculation right there. And he is apologizing while ARTZ is was in the middle of getting picked up by Ethan Grace. Very interesting there. At least he apologized. That's more than he's done for some people. And Carom back to his feet. Ethan Grace, they stand. Oh, Ethan intercepts! Ethan intercepted him and launched him out the ring!
Wasn't so hidden that time, but Ethan Grace misses the moonsault. ARTZ to capitalize off this. Oh, and a kick out by Grace. What a tag team match.
And Carom, oh my goodness.
We have been having, folks, two new fresh teams waiting to break out into the scene, showing why they belong.
And stomp right there. ARTZ going up high. Here's Ethan Grace.
Here we go, ARTZ. That's a long ways. Perhaps since that, it would have been a real highlight reel otherwise. And now, Brazil's Golden Boy getting a better trajectory for the Frog Splash!
Down, cover for the win. Goes one. Goes two. No. What does Tipville have to do? I mean, like I said, at least you know what Brooklyn feels about. You know, we just see those all around, right? I think there's a common thread here.
Is a bona fide star. And there's always Boy Neutsch for Ethan Grace. But found a way to power out of that one.
And Ethan Grace, it's a right hook right there.
And here comes the American Airlines. But right now, the wing just went down.
And back up. Right kick right there.
Carom with a boot. The abdomen, Ethan Grace, jawbreaker. Both these guys are so similar. They both feel like their tag team partners were weighing them down. They both feel like they should want much, much more in this professional wrestling life. And you would think...
And a big super kick.
Oh, and it was ARTZ
who just knocked Curtis down. There's the cover. There's for the one.
Oh, the super kick, but ARTZ saving his tag team partner in Carom. He doesn't deserve it. Let him get pinned. Oh, and a nice suicide dive from Grace out of nowhere. What are we watching?
What an elevation that was. Now it's going to be ARTZ dumped aside. ARTZ dumping Carom aside. Oh, you know what I mean. God, his name change messed me up.
You know, I don't.
Right there.
I do not blame you. The action has been frantic and fast. As
and elbow,
two forearms. Carom catches Ethan Grace with that hip toss. Off the cover from the hip toss. And Grace powers out at nothing.
Carom.
Oh my goodness.
Grace in that ring. Curtis back grabbing the tag ropes. While Ethan rushes and the tag is made. Here comes the Iranian Reaper.
Without a doubt.
Can now finally get his hands on the guy that just let a whole bunch of steel over his back. And you can kiss him goodnight, probably. No! Elbow right there to the face.
No doubt. Even despite the steel chair attack from Carom, the fresher man in this matchup, is now the rights and lefts, the cinder block-like fists of Curtis going to work, catches the boot, and out of a clothesline from the Iranian Reaper, ready to take Carom down under.
And here is a right hand.
ARTZ against some too. Into the ring. Now all of Brazilian American Airlines is in the middle of that ring at the mercy of Curtis, the bear beater.
And this is maybe exactly what Ethan Grace had in mind when he went and asked, hey, what do you think?
And we're talking about bear beater. One in each hand. Double bear beater. Choke slam.
And down is Carom. Down is ARTZ. Carom, the legal competitor. And Carom is going to get dragged away from the ropes. For what reason, though, Kay?
It's almost unfair how good the tag team of Curtis and Grace are meshing.
Ethan with the cover.
Oh, wow.
Curtis wanted Ethan to get the cover. No, he doesn't. Maybe Ethan isn't satisfied. He wants to do some more with that. He knew what we might be saying about him.
Rope. Tried the double axe handle. I thought he was going for a drop kick. And here comes Carom. Missed the clothesline.
Ethan scouted it all too much. And even mocking Carom to his face.
Blade. Couldn't get it that time.
And here's Curtis missed the kick. Tries to hit the ref. Oh my God, he missed the hit on the ref. And he missed again. Curtis missed 3 times. Curtis tried to disrupt the pin 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Swing. You miss. You're out. B&A Airlines win.
And Agent A, surely Ethan Grace will be a calm and understanding individual about what we just saw. I am sure that Ethan Grace and Curtis will have a nice peaceful talk backstage about that miscommunication at the end of the matchup. Because as for right now, Brazilian American Airlines has this new team of Curtis and Grace's number.
And there it is.
It is their prerogative.
That is not what I thought I would see.
Stranger things have happened in the AWF. But Carom is now back in a tag team, and I can say it's almost like he never left.
There might be many that don't like it, but it's show what you can and just enjoy it. Enjoy the show. That's what the bosses want me to tell you. I wonder who told them to tell me that, though. More up next. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event, AWF Chaos. My name is Agent A. Beside me is Agent K. And we have here the Renegade Championship matchup. Striker Johnson versus Kenneth Killgore. And K, this is more of your domain. Take it away.
I've been waiting for this matchup all week. This promises to be a true chess match in the professional wrestling landscape. Striker Johnson beating Trey Johnson, a fellow amateur wrestler, in a technical masterpiece, now is going for the head honcho when it comes to that. Perhaps the most famous, the most accomplished amateur wrestler in the Actionz Wrestling Federation, Kenneth Killgore, who is not just the Renegade Championship, which is on the line tonight, but also the World Heavyweight Champion. Striker Johnson has a giant to slay in the main event of AWF Chaos, but this young man looks ready. Look at that game face, Agent A.
You see nobody on his ringside, nobody with him. This is Striker Johnson doing his dirt all by his lonely. And strolling into that ring, he doesn't look moved. He doesn't look any bit intimidated by what is ahead of him. And he's looking down the aisle like he's rushing, waiting, impatiently waiting for the Renegade World Heavyweight Champion.
And Striker Johnson made a good point to me in my chat with him before the start of the night. He mentioned that, of course, Kenneth Killgore is a phenomenal amateur wrestler. We all know that. But he never went to college to be an amateur wrestler. Striker Johnson did. Striker Johnson is the NCAA All-American. Kenneth Killgore was just a standout folk-style wrestler. And before he could go to college, he decided to turn pro, and the rest is history. Striker Johnson went through that wheel. He went through the rigor, the grind, so to speak, of collegiate wrestling, and it gave him a new intensity, and he thinks, or he knows rather, that he can use that intensity to drop off the Renegade Champion here tonight.
And we'll see, because Kenneth Killgore has been battle tested from indie main events that even his own best friend didn't exactly show up to, then his own people didn't show up to AWF, TIF, and so on main events. Listen, Kenneth Killgore has gone around the ways, and you know, who knows, he's a truly a guy that you wouldn't be surprised if you saw him show up over in All Elite. I'm gonna be that guy, or in other areas of New Japan, or other, I know they have other Noah Pro Wrestling. There's all sorts of places you can find Kenneth Killgore, because this guy actually respects, and well, if he had it this way, his grave would be a ring, but of course that might not be physically possible. We have Striker Johnson on one end, hungry for that Renegade Championship, because he does see Killgore slightly as the company boy. Not as much so as a Mamba or a CM Loaf, but I mean, Killgore is a pillar in the AWF. Killgore's indie career didn't last as long as it could have because of the AWF's inception and such. And here now, Striker Johnson with a true opportunity. He has never won a championship in his 3 years nearly with the company, and has an opportune time to do just that. It's Kenneth Killgore holding up the Renegade Championship, the acclaimed, the critically acclaimed. I mean, you ask some folks, if you ask the man on my right side, that is this company's championship, and forever will be. In here, Killgore will not get it back unless he pins or submits Striker Johnson.
In the same way, the Intercontinental Championship oftentimes is a barometer to see who is the next big star in any professional wrestling company. I would say the same about the Renegade Championship. The names that have won it, you got your TJs, you got your Mamba Ants, you got your Blitzes, you got your Undisputed. So many people went on to win the World Championship either before or after winning the Renegade title. And Kenneth Killgore is in that stratosphere.
And here it's Kenneth Killgore and Striker Johnson now. They lock horns. And wow, whoa.
Immediately,
Killgore.
Killgore dumping Striker Johnson out of the ring. I'm not sure if I expected this kind of start, but perhaps that's why Killgore is doing it. Like I said, it's a chess match. Oh, and the goal is to be unpredictable. Nice.
Maybe it's Striker. What Striker Johnson expected was maybe a more match, but Killgore, maybe his best effort is to combine the pro style and, of course, the amateur style, as there are several chops away, and he gets him back into the ring.
Yeah.
I just said that, he didn't live outside. He just got his first little start of the offense outside. He's going right back in with a kick to the nose of Striker Johnson. Down goes Johnson. Here's the ankle. No, not going for that classic ankle pick again. He is going for the legs of Striker, however, and go as early and out the gate. Killgore in control of this match.
And I have to say, as a pure mat grappler, I would have to agree with Johnson in that he has Kenneth Killgore beat. The intensity that it requires, the cardio, just the knowledge of techniques, he may have the Renegade Champ beat in that department. But Kenneth Killgore just knows so many areas of professional wrestling. He's trained in so many countries with different styles of pro wrestling that he can employ at any moment.
And Killgore.
It's hard to beat a man who's a walking encyclopedia like the Renegade and World Heavyweight Champion. And it's Killgore going to work on Striker Johnson. You can see Johnson with that headgear.
Nice clothesline. Some people, have tried to start petitions to get Johnson to not be able to wear said headgear during his matches. Said, that's a unfair advantage, but
I mean, I don't see that in the professional wrestling handbook. You can't wear headgear,
I was just about to say such a thing as, you can't say that when, Luchas, Blitz, a whole bunch of others in this company. It goes, oh my! Overhead, belly to belly, and Killgore. When was the last time he truly got hit with one with that sort of technique and volition?
I mean, like I said, Striker Johnson, he is an accomplished collegiate wrestler. And because up until recently there was no real professional league for amateur wrestling, you had to turn pro. And that's what Killgore did. He saw the opportunity to become a glorious wrestler in that regard, as opposed to grinding out the collegiate wrestling cycle. And that's the decision he made. Striker Johnson did not make such decision. He found it later in life.
And here, Johnson going to school, a degree for business, and Killgore, I believe did the same thing, business and writing and such. And here, big chops. So, Killgore, of course, don't think any lack of a collegiate career, lack of education. I'm not even can say the same. Tight lockup as Johnson. Oh my goodness!
And IQ is gonna play a big factor in this matchup.
See these men going, just went belly to belly for belly to belly, and there's a dragon screw. Killgore back to his feet. Good, oh man, good technique from Kenneth Killgore.
And even the physicality. I mean, Striker Johnson is not that much smaller than Kenneth Killgore. I think he even matches him in size.
This is one of the more even matches maybe Killgore has faced in his career.
And here we go. There's that Lucha Libre influence.
I don't know about that for Striker Johnson.
Head scissors, exactly.
The cold day in hell.
the explosiveness of Killgore is one of, if not his best trait.
You see him, as you say it, right on cue, exploding out of the way. That clothesline, reverse DDT, and it could be wrapping up Striker Johnson. Looked like Killgore was going for that killer instinct, but Johnson stumbled back to his feet. So Johnson, preventing Killgore from that kill shot, gets a few shots to his midsection.
Again, the Terminator winning.
And here we go. That's it. That is it. The ankle lock, and Killgore reeling now. Back to his feet.
Escape by Killgore. He needs to find a way to not get in that ankle lock again. A spinning toe hold and a rope break there. Phenomenal ring awareness by the challenger.
And a rope up and is into a tequila sunrise. Striker Johnson gets a kick to the jaw off on Killgore
and
to
folks,
his feet.
Recognize the adaptability of the champion there. He saw that Striker Johnson was able to reach the ropes, so not only did he lock up the legs, but he had a key lock with his foot on the arm as well.
And there, look at this. Oh! Thought that was going maybe Hangman's DDT, but instead Johnson gets overwhelmed with punches and kicks. Went for that Emerald Bomb, thwarted
Yeah.
Off the ropes. This could be Johnson's moment.
Here we go. Leapfrog. Try for the belly to belly, and he's gonna get it. Killgore tried to block. He tried to dead weight Striker Johnson, but the torque and the velocity this young man could produce proved too much.
And here now.
And a nice gator roll now. Rear waist lock on Killgore on the ground, trying to grind out the ribs. Maybe take some of the air out of the lungs of the defending Renegade champion. And then here we go. Another ankle lock. Killgore caught himself again in this ankle lock. And this time he's further from the ropes.
And Johnson trying to pull him back. And this could be lights out on the Renegade Championship.
It looks like he's
Kenneth
crawling.
Killgore.
And he got to them. He got to the rope somehow.
Killgore was able to reach it, but now tenderly back up to his feet. Oh,
like a freaking wolf.
Johnson was going for that chokehold, that rear naked choke, and Killgore walked along and back into the corner.
Here we go. Oh, and a nice kick to the knee, shin area of Killgore. And oh, that did not look good. Killgore was limping out of that corner. And Striker
Johnson. That Johnson was attacking with the ankle lock.
Precisely.
And here comes a cover now, down 1-0.
He is foaming at the mouth. He is salivating at the fact that his opponent is now walking gingerly on the one leg. He wants to target. Oh, Olympic slam!
This could be it. This is it. This is it. Renegade Championship 1.
Grand amplitude for Striker Johnson. And no, the Renegade Championship escapes his grips just that moment. But will it for much longer as Killgore is back on the assault? The Renegade Champion has Striker Johnson in the front face lock. Nice suplex.
Takes him down. And there's Killgore now.
It's proving to be every bit of the thrilling main event as promised. And here we go. It's time to tap into that killer instinct.
And down for the win to retain. 1, 2, and 3.
Kenneth Killgore knocking off Striker Johnson with that killer instinct. A sudden impact.
Right before Elimination Chamber. These
Look
two.
at this. That ankle lock.
Going all out. But Killgore escapes. And Killgore continues to be the longest reigning Renegade champion.
It was a tough battle, I have to say. That Renegade Championship was in deep, deep jeopardy. But Kenneth Killgore once again weathering the storm, finding a way to knock off the most motivated version of Striker Johnson I have ever seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going off air. We thank you for watching. We will see you this weekend at Elimination Chamber. It's no way out. And it's time to throw the rock bottom. See ya!